and welcome to Wednesdays on Daily Diabetics. This week's theme is how to change your insulin pump site or take a shot. I think that's what it was. But because injecting yourself with a pen is very easy and kind of explains itself, I'm going to show you anyway, but I thought I'd show you a couple of other things. So I'm also going to show you how I change the insulin cartridge, because it means doing today because it's like pretty much run out. It doesn't let me get it all the way, unfortunately. It's going to probably give me another 3 or so units, and that's about it. And also how you change the needle, which kind of goes along with having a shot, but yes, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to change your insulin cartridge. So you change a cartridge on a reusable insulin pen, so obviously the pen stays the same, and you just change out the insulin. Okay, so the first thing you need to take off the pen lid. You're going to twist the body, right way? Yeah. So now we've got this springy bit here, and this bit. And then we're going to take off the needle. You can do this before actually taking that off if you want, and then you put this down. Just going to slide this out like that. So now we've got the little canister holder, and then we've got the insulin that we're going to put in the sharps bin so that it's not getting anyone's way. And then what we need is insulin cartridges. So they come in the box, small box like this. And they come in these sort of foil plastic containers, a bit like, so you kind of pierce them out, a bit like you have paracetamol and stuff like that. But instead of the paracetamol, it's insulin cartridges. So these are obviously used ones, so I'm just going to pierce a new one, like so. Take it out. Put this in the bin. So we've got a full cartridge of insulin. Obviously you can see an old one compared to a new one. This is a new one, this is the old one, and basically the way it works is that the bottom of this, I'll show you on the old one, so it basically pushes it out. So as you can see, the new one, the bottom bit's right at the bottom instead of halfway up. So what we're going to do is put this into here. Oh, I'm going. There, like that, into the canister or holder, and it's going to push it in. And it only works if you've got a completely full cartridge, because I know I had it before where I tried swapping it out into a new one. So I had about half an insulin vial left, and then they gave me a new pen that I needed to use because they thought my old one might break because it was in a bad batch. I hadn't realised quite how it was working. Like the pens, we didn't realise that you had to like push against it, so I couldn't use that, which was really bad, unfortunately. We've got our insulin in here. Now we need a needle head. So I'm just going to get one out, and the needle heads look like this. So we've got our needle like this, and it just has a foil cap, so I'm just going to remove that. And as you can see the little needle there. No. And it's just going to push into, I think it's the bit of rubber at the end. So it's just going to place it on. Try and do it as straight as possible, and then you're just going to twist, and you're going to twist left, so that's clockwise. You're just going to twist it until you can't really twist it anymore, and at that point you're going to twist the cap off. So you get this, and this you can throw away. And what you're left with is the needle and then the cover, and the cover stays on just so it protects the needle, doesn't get dirty and doesn't get bent. So if you take that off, see, very fine needle, and then you can because when we pushed this cartridge in, it just pushed the end bit out. So we're just going to push it, and it just shoots out a little tiny bit of insulin. And then say I wanted to use it, so say I was having something to eat and I wanted to click it up, you can see that it does half points as well, which is something that I really love about it. And you would just twist it up, so each click is a half a point. And then an also really cool feature that this does is, if we look back this way, if I click it, it shows me what I last injected myself with. So obviously this is just showing oh, it's showing 4.5. So that's my tea. That's what was my tea actually. So that just shows you what you last, just shows you what you last injected yourself. So it's really helpful. Say if you can't quite remember, or you can't remember if you took the insulin for that meal. And it also shows you, you can't tell right now because I only just had my tea, but if you can see the little markers around the circle, it will come up with little lines going around. I'm not sure what each line represents, but it kind of gives you an indication of how long ago you took that insulin. I think it might be every hour or so, or something along those lines. But yes, that is how you. So that's how you change your cartridge. And then obviously, if I was going to take a shot, all I'd have to do, take the lid off. I would count up. So let's say I'm having a biscuit, so that would be 1.5 units. So I've just dialed it up, 1.5 units. Take the cap off, pick a site where I'm going to inject myself. So you can either do your thigh, your stomach, or the back of your arm. I've never done my arm before. I don't think it would be very easy. It's just something that I've never needed to do. Generally what I go by is I always do my stomach during the day, and then for my nighttime insulin I always do my legs. Unless it's a really hot day and I've got my legs out, like say I'm wearing my shorts, then at that instance I might use my legs and my thighs to inject myself. And that's what you do, and then you press down this and insulin will come out. And a quick run through of changing your needle head. So obviously you saw me do it, but just in case you want to see it just on its own. So I'm going to, let's say this needle's been on for a bit, it's a bit blunt, or so let's say I want to change this needle. All I'd need to do is twist this off, like so, take a new one out, peel the foil off, pull it straight, twist it clockwise until it doesn't twist no more, pull it off, put that in the bin, and I got a new needle. And it's also always good to take a practice shot. So that is just dialing up a few units and then squirting it. They recommend doing it in a sink, which I always at the beginning, but then you kind of get a bit bored and you don't really want to go to the sink, so you can do it on the carpet. It doesn't stain or anything. It has a slight smell, which is the insulin smell, but it goes away, so it's not too big of a deal. But obviously I can understand if you don't want to do it on your carpet, but it doesn't matter. So I've dialed it up a bit. What have I dialed it up to? Dialed it up to 3, and hopefully you'll be able to see the insulin come out like that. That's a good healthy stream of insulin. You know it's going to work for you. You know it's not going to get blocked or anything, and you know you're going to get the insulin. And then we're just going to place the needle cap back on straight as possible. You don't want to do it as an angle because it's going to bend the needle. It's not going to work for you. And then you're going to put the cap back on. So yeah, that's all the basics of changing the cartridge on a reusable insulin pen, how you change the needle, and how you dial it up and use an insulin pen. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and yes, I hope to see you next time. Bye!